Hey guys, Sean here with Bro Brothers, and today I got a treat for y'all. I'm joined by my brother from another mother, Roy Georges. You guys may already know him. He really doesn't need an introduction because you've probably seen him on your girl's Instagram page. And today he's going to be helping me out, shooting a video on how to fight taller opponents. You guys have asked for this. We're delivering. Let's get into it. So when fighting a taller opponent, the first thing you want to do is to bait them in. When you're fighting taller guys, what happens is they can see your punches coming from a mile away. And that's because you have to take two motions in order to get to them. You have to step and then you have to hit. For a taller guy, all he has to do is hit, right? So it takes me two extra motions. So every time I take a step, he knows I'm coming in for a punch and he can just get me on the way in, right? So what I want to do is avoid that. I want to eliminate that extra step that I have to take. So the way to do that is you want to bait them in. And the way you bait them in is going to be two ways, right? One way is to pressure them, and the other way is going to be to have them chase you, have them take the steps. So the first is going to be to chase, right? To have them chase you, have them try to walk you down. So pretend, even if you're not a back foot fighter, you're going to have to pretend like you're a back foot fighter. Immediately start the fight backing off, and he's going to follow me. He's going to follow me. And what I'm going to do is, when he's ready to shoot, boom, I'm just going to catch him on the way in. Right, when he's ready to shoot the right, boom, I'm just going to catch him on the way in. So you want to bait them in that way. So next is going to be the high pressure bait. And this is, if you watch Mike Tyson, in my opinion, he's the greatest short fighter in the history of boxing. If you want to learn how to fight short, just watch Mike Tyson. And one of the things he did really well, a lot of people think he's an offensive fighter. He's actually a counterpuncher. And the way he did that is he forced guys into throwing their shots so he could counter them, right? And that's what you want to do when you fight taller guys. You're not necessarily just coming in to smother and pound on them. What you want to do is you want to create a high pressure situation, literally in your body language. Look high pressure, right? You want to stay focused and stay engaged and make sure you're not really being reckless, but you want to look like you're being reckless. You want to look intense. You want to have that intensity in your eyes, and you want to pressure them. And what's going to happen is when you start closing that distance, he's going to shoot to get you off. And that's when you start shooting on the inside. Right, so you can do that with, it doesn't matter what punch is coming, you stay alert, bam, 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 right? And you come in on the inside and you just pressure them and keep doing that. Every time they shoot, boom, you create opportunities for yourself because you're already on the inside. So you pressure them into making mistakes, make them miss, make them pay. The next step is going to be to intercept your opponent, right? And the way you do that is you kind of stand your ground. So instead of chasing them or getting them to come in on you, what you're going to do is you're going to just stand your ground and you're going to intercept them. And again, this is going back to having to make those two moves. The reason why it's so hard to fight taller opponents is, again, because they see you coming from a mile away, right? Because you have to take so many motions to get to them. As soon as you take that step to come in, boom, you're getting clocked, right? So one thing you could do is you could kind of just stand your ground. If you don't want to, if your footwork maybe sucks, or maybe you just don't want to pressure them in because your head movement is not that great, or you're not that great at fighting off your back foot, what you can do is just focus, stay, and let them come in on you, right? And then intercept all their shots. Don't just counter. Don't just do pull counters because you could walk right into another shot, right? So you could intercept shots instead. Boom, come in here on the inside, right? Because that way, you're doing a step motion as they're punching, right? You're not just trying to exchange blow for blow, because in that case, if I go blow for this guy, he's hitting me, I can't hit him, right? So in this case, as he's punching, I'm stepping in. And then I'm intercepting shots, right? I could step in with my jab to the head, and then as soon as you land one, keep punching until you miss, right? If you land one, his eyes are closed, so you immediately want to pop, pop, keep those shots going, right? You don't want to stop. If you have an opportunity to land one, it means the opportunity to land the next one is there. So don't stop until you miss. So if you step in, land that jab, come over the top of the right, come back with the uppercut, and just keep throwing those shots until he's either throwing back at you, and you get out of the way, and get out of there and back to standing your ground, or until you miss one, right? So tip number 2 is to hold your ground, stand your ground, and just let them come to you, move your head, and every time they come in, just intercept those shots. Tip number 3 is going to be to smother your opponent. One thing that the taller guys have a disadvantage of is they usually need full range to throw at their best, right? So what you want to do is, using any one of the techniques that we just previously discussed, use them to smother your opponent. So as soon as you're able to get inside without danger, try to stay on the inside, right? Get on the inside. And here you have the advantage because you're much closer to full range of motion than they are. Because of his long arms, he's gonna have to make mistakes to really generate that leverage, right? Whereas I'm a little shorter, my arms are a little shorter, so I'm closer to full range. So if you smother them, you're taking away the very thing that gives them an advantage. One, the reach, and two, the momentum, right? All that momentum that he has a bigger body, he has more range of motion. So if I let him hit me with that full range of motion, I'm screwed, right? This is a lot of power coming my way. There's a lot of velocity, a lot of body hitting me, right? Versus where if I smother him, I take away his straight punches, I take away his reach advantage, and we're fighting on even terms here. And one quick tip for inside fighting is you want to put your gloves on top of his gloves. So now any shot that he throws, I know which shot is coming, so I can catch and shoot. Boom, right? If he's throwing the left hook, if he's going to try to come around here, throw the left hook at me, boom, I can, right? Because my glove was here, and I know which punch is coming next. And I can catch and shoot. And so you basically just want to smother and wear them down, right? Wear them down, make them uncomfortable. A lot of tall guys don't like fighting in here. So make sure you put that pressure on them, you smother them, and you take the advantages away from them. And one thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you use all three, right? These are not things that you necessarily just do individually. So you want to make sure you bait them, right? Bait them into the shot, boom, and then intercept them while you're baiting them, right? It's part of the game. You bait, you intercept, you bait, then you intercept, and then you smother. Now you're on the inside, and now you're smothering them, right? And as soon as he resets and he's able to get away from you, rinse and repeat. You bait, and you can switch it up. You can do the high pressure bait, and then you can get them to come in, and you can do this bait, right? And intercept, and then you come in. As soon as you intercept, boom, you land your shots, and then try to stay on the inside, right? That's how you get on the inside. So use all three. If you want to fight taller guys, you want to use all three to your advantage, and that's how you create a winning formula to fighting taller guys. It actually, for me, got to a point where I preferred fighting taller guys. Fighting someone my height became almost uncomfortable, and that's because I was so used to fighting taller guys. I had to develop a formula for it. So fighting shorter guys was actually new to me, right? So make that a thing for yourself. Make sure that fighting bigger guys is the comfort zone for you. Anything that you're uncomfortable in, train so hard that that becomes your comfort zone on autopilot. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Appreciate Roy coming out, helping me out to shoot this. And guys, if you want any fitness tips, if you want inspiration to look like this, follow Roy on his Instagram. I'll tag it in the description below. I'll throw something in the video so that you guys can see it. And he also has a YouTube channel coming up. I'll make sure to plug it in my future videos once it's live. But he'll give you a lot of tips on how to put on muscle, put on size while still look aesthetically pleasing. So expect that to come your way soon. And don't forget to check out the fight store. We got a ton of gear, ton of posters, stuff to make you look good inside the gym, stuff to make you look good outside the gym, and let people know that you really shouldn't mess with you. So don't forget to check that out. Link in the description below. Other than that, I'm Sean Broadbrothers. This is Roy Georges, and we'll see you guys next time.